What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Frank and my beautiful assistant, Amora. How are you, Amora?
I'm good, thanks.
You
And
good?
hello, guys. Yeah.
Oh, we've had some laughs so far leading up to this podcast, so it's going to get weird. I hope you guys are ready. And today is going to be an interesting podcast because Rockstar's tweet today was very short, which I love because usually when we get something with this kind of a trickle of information or of content, I should say, it means that something big is coming this week, next week, I should say. A lot of the inside sources are pointing toward the end of the month. We're going to be getting the next Outlaw Pass and roll. So I was wrong. Remember when I said January, like January 12th? I think that was my prediction.
hmm
I was wrong. It was way off. But
Yeah.
I gave you hope. Remember I said I way underestimate stuff. That includes predictions. But doesn't it feel good to be like, like hear that, like, man, I think we're getting it January 12th. And then you think, like then that's the date. And then you're like, to hell with it. Frank was wrong. You know what I mean? But then it comes February 12th, 1 month later. Then 30 days, you're kind of like, you don't like that dude. Where you're like, he said, you know what I mean? But then it happens. And then it's kind of like, wow, I kind of like him. That's where we're at. Okay. So here we go. This is Rockstar's tweet. What is today's date, by the way? Let me see what today's date is. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. If you guys are boxing fans, there's a huge fight this weekend between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Uncle Frank loves that stuff. Okay, so here we go. Get extra XP in all bounty missions, plus 50% XP boost in all showdown modes. Vigilantes roaming the frontier looking for their latest score will be happy to hear that all bounty missions, including all 10 legendary bounties and bounty hunter free roam events, are doling out an extra 50% roleplay through February 24th. Those looking to measure themselves against their fellow gunslingers in any showdown mode will also receive a 50% XP boost all week long. Team up with a squad of hot-handed crack shots in this week's featured series Gun Rush teams. Blast your way through an ever-shrinking battle area littered with horses, weaponry, and armor to be the last team left alive. You can also pick up a 50% XP boost in all races this week. So we got races 2. Bonuses and benefits, including bounty hunting essentials. If you're keeping an eye on your cash, the Wheeler, Rawson & Company catalog is an assortment of deals on bounty hunting essentials, including the bounty hunter variants of the Schofield revolver and bolt-action rifle, as well as 30% off of the Lamat revolver and repeating shotgun. Remember that bringing your targets in alive can boost your earnings. Take 30% off the cost of the reinforced lasso this week to help contain any would-be escapees. PlayStation Plus members will receive 3 Moonshiner Mash refills and 3 Trader resupplies, both free of charge. And Red Dead Online players with a Twitch Prime account connected to the Rockstar Social Club will receive a free collector's bag and the polished copper Moonshine Still upgrade. Check Rockstar support for details and limitations. So, like I said, super small. Oh my God, I've been reading this. My character's just been staring at you. And
Yeah.
you're sitting
It's
completely.
creepy.
It is. I looked at the screen. Why didn't you say something? Look at that.
Well,
That's weird. And it was
when
in
we
first
started, I
person
said,
too.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was in first person too. That's all right.
Yeah.
Your top was like up high. You know what I mean? You had like a high cut thing. I couldn't see anything. Come on, let's get
Okay,
real
that's
about it. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about other stuff like that later. Okay. So we've done the Rockstar tweet, and next I wanted to go over. I wanted to ask you. There's some things that you do with melee tricks, and I can probably use myself as a test dummy while we do the podcast here. How are you doing some complicated melee stuff that you do? Like, let's say you have a bow and arrow. or and you come up behind me and there's multiple executions that you're doing, right? Like you've done crazy stuff like that. Take out a bow and arrow and leave the posse real quick.
Okay, wait a sec.
Yeah. We're going to have a field trip, ladies and gentlemen, to Frank's gravesite. Multiple grave sites. And have Amora walk you through, because she's one of the best people at doing this. And so I'll have her kind of just explain the moves while she's doing them.
I'm really bad at explaining, though.
No. Yeah, we'll make it. Well, you're good at explaining it. You just have an accent, which everybody really likes, I'm sure. Most of our audience is from America, so we love girls with, like, crazy, sexy accents. Finnish is a great one, you know what I mean? There's some countries it's weird, and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. But Finnish is a good one. Did you have to get your horse? Oh, you needed a bow and arrow.
There is my bow, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. I thought you had, like, a bigger plan when you went and got the animal.
You need to come out of the camp.
You need to come out of the camp. Okay. All right, let's come out of the camp.
I don't want Grape's anger on me.
Yeah, he's an angry man.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to get run over by a train. Okay. So you've got...
let it.
All right, so let's go through. You've got the bow and arrow. You're sneaking up on a player, or you charge a player. How would you execute me if, let's say I'm a player and I'm engaging you and you're going to do some kind of crazy execution face to face? What would you do?
Push circle.
Okay, what did you do to do that? Explain just the buttons that you pushed.
Only push the circle button. Like
okay, so that was circle.
If you don't have, circle.
Okay, now do something else. So if I had my back to you, let's do that. And then you do some things where you'll like throw me. You know what I mean? Like you'll kind of like push my character off to the side. Show how to do stuff like that. Like do that and then execute me from the back. So is there anything that you're doing as far as a button combination that like an advanced kind of an execution? You know what I mean? Like is there like L2 plus circle or any button combination that does a really advanced kill? Or is it just...
I'm not sure.
Well, no, what I guess...
They're just executions.
Okay, show me and then I'll figure it out, how to kind of get the information on it. So, same thing, bow and arrow. And what were we going to do? Push my character. How do you throw my character, like, out of the way? Or, like, kind of to your left or to your right before you execute me?
No, not this way. I don't know the pushing thing.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Not pushing, but, like if we were fighting, let's say, it's almost like you shove my character off to the side. What are you doing? Come on, man. I didn't sign up for all this. No. You know how long it's going to take me to get back up there? God. Look at how tough Frank is. Staying alive. I'm alive. I survived that.
God damn it.
Frank is alive. All right, but listen. I'm going to wiggle free of this. Do you know what I'm talking about, where you're kind of pushing the character to the side? Well, you just do a couple different tricks to me and we'll have you tell me what you did.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, now you figured it out after you threw me off the cliff?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like you knew the whole time and just wanted to throw me off the cliff.
But I need the lasso to do everything, usually.
To throw me, like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
You don't know what I'm talking about yet? Okay.
Yeah, I know now.
Well, now you know? It's not with a lasso. Put your lasso away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, show me what I'm talking about. For those of you listening, oh, there you go. Okay, how did you do that? How did you throw me away from your character after the kid?
Okay, first off, I go to triangle, go behind you. Oh shit.
Okay, triangle. Okay. Yeah.
And then there is a button, dismiss or beat. So I need to dismiss you, but if I only push the dismiss, you will just go and punch me back.
Okay.
So I need to do with the thumbstick, like way where I want you throw you.
Okay, like the
Okay?
left thumbstick? Or the right
Yeah.
one? Okay, left one.
Left.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Now all right, I'll give you,
Ah!
oh, the elbow. That's how you get free, ladies and gentlemen. I learned that in a rape class where I was learning to defend myself from rapists.
Yeah, for me.
The foot stomp. It's never happened. I've been wanting it to happen. It's never. Nobody's ever tried. But I just, you know what I mean? I took the class more to know what I didn't want to do and just let it happen. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, so I'm going to give you one unique kill, and then we're going to move on from that. So go ahead. Give me one good execution for your fans of mutilating Frank. Look at how, see how in-depth she went on that? She was like, She lets me up.
No, sorry. Didn't work.
What were you trying to do?
I had a sick.
You have to take me to the cliff again?
No.
All right,
I'm pushing the wrong buttons.
Oh, I put the pressure on you. Listen, everybody, put
Yes.
pressure on her at home, even though she can't hear you right now and it's taped. You know what I mean?
No.
Just like really to give her the vibes that she's under a lot of pressure.
I hate that.
We can make a whole show. Oh, how did
There
you
we go.
How did you do that? They just walk me through that one. So you came up behind me.
Well, I like to lasso you first in the ground,
Right.
but I don't want to lasso you all the way, like wrap you in the rope. So I need to let you go. So when I'm charging you, I need to charge at you, and then I need to push really fast.
All right, so we're gonna give Kreta one more execution, have her explain and walk us through this, and then we're gonna head back to the safety of the camp before I get run over by a train. Okay. So go ahead. Show us.
My favorite trick is with the lasso. So I will charge at you full speed, and I will push you down. And while I'm pushing you down and almost tying you up, I need to really fast push the square button to let
Okay.
you go. And if I go on the right side, I can get behind you before you can do anything.
Oh, look at that. It's an MMA move. Trying to put me in a rear naked choke. The back mount.
Yeah.
The Marv Albert. Go ahead.
And I can do a couple things. Like I can, when you are rising up from the ground, I
Yeah.
take my arms out, then I hit the circle.
Right.
So it punches you once, and then you pull the trigger R2, so it shoots you from
All
behind.
right. Do that one. Let me see it one more time. I think this is the one you did to me last time.
Okay, let's see. Wrong side. Need to go back.
I'm a tackling dummy. I feel like one of the pads back in high school. There it is.
There it is.
All right. So for those of you that want some kind of dirty MMA rear naked choke, back biting, back mounting move with a pistol at close range, that's the move. That's the move. I'm going to head back to the safety of the camp for the rest of the podcast. I see lights. I feel safe in this game too. It's weird. Like when I see the lights in the camp, I'm like, we made it. You know what I mean? Like I hear Crips's harmonica, and I get to camp, and I'm like, man, this is beautiful. Maybe it's the weed that Uncle Frank smokes. Never can tell. Could be that. Anyway, moving on. Let's grab. I'm not encouraging that kind of behavior. At the same time, I am. So. After that, so we went through your close quarter combat training. Okay,
Yeah.
So there's one thing I've been doing lately that is really cool and a lot of fun. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I wanted to bring it up because it's a blast and it is really effective. When I'm fighting with NPCs, I haven't tried this with players because I don't know, it hasn't occurred to me. But when I'm fighting with NPCs, I'm doing any kind of side missions or anything like that, I'll grab one of their dead bodies, put it on my shoulder, and shoot, one-handed at these guys with the dead body on my shoulder. And it acts like a bulletproof vest or like a bullet sponge, like a human dead body shield, like a zombie shield. And listen, sometimes after I throw these guys down, they look like they've been through it. You know what I mean? Like one guy had like 5 massive bullet holes and then some smaller injuries. So if you guys want to have some fun, if you remember to do this, when you start taking fire, grab a dead body and come out with one hand shooting like Rooster Cogburn. Throw up your hands, you one-eyed fat man. That's not how it goes. But I like that. What does he say? Anyway, moving on. So what else did we have? Okay. So one thing that's been bothering me about the games, kind of, they're gold for when you're doing something to a gun, when you're customizing a gun. Let's say you want to do the frame of your gun. It's like 5 gold bars to do your frame, right? It's also 5 gold bars to do the trigger. That's something I don't really understand. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? How come the trigger takes the same amount of gold as to do the frame? Now, I mess with these guns a lot because I'm OCD. So sometimes we got to have the silver. Sometimes we got to have a little bit of the gold. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to have a little mix of the two. And it's costing me a lot of gold if all of a sudden I want to change the way a trigger looks because I'm on it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, the trigger doesn't look right with this outfit. I got to change the trigger. 5 gold bars. Not cool. We got to figure that out. That's one thing I think that is a very easy change and nobody's talking about. We're all spending a lot of gold. I know you guys listen spend a lot of gold on your guns. And if you don't, God bless you. You know what I mean? You're probably pooping in a 5-gallon bucket too. Congratulations. But I love you anyway. It's happened to me before too. I'm in with you. But at this point in my life, I want some customizable guns with gold and silver triggers. Not paying 5 gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is important because I want to get your opinion on this, Kreta, and I think everybody can relate to this. It relates to life. It relates to the game. But why is it that it's so much fun to mess with your friends or to see your friends in some kind of pain? Do you know what I mean? Or a discomfort or annoyed. You know what I mean? Like, you said it before. I asked you what's your favorite thing to do in this game, and you basically said, without thinking, messing with your friends. Right? In real life, the same thing. Some of my favorite memories are like when I shut my friend's hand in a car door, and his fingers were above it, like, wiggling, and he's like, open this! You know what I mean? Like, he's not dead, but it's really funny.
No way.
Yeah. I mean, all that kind of stuff. Or, you know, like, you ever see your friend fall? He didn't die, or you know what I mean? But they fall, like, especially in public, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even know if they're all right yet. You don't laugh? Seriously, you don't laugh? Like, if you see him get hit by a car, you're not going to be like, aha! You know what I mean? Like, not yet. In the hospital later, if they survive, you're going to be like, dude, you went like 12 feet in the air and hit the trash can. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. After the fact, if they survive, everything's funny. It always is. Even if it happens to me. Anyway, you don't... So, why... In the game, it's the same for me. Like, when I'm doing something with a friend, if all of a sudden, like, his just brains blow out his ear hole, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, where'd that come from? Yeah. But the first thing you do is laugh. Or if your friend's horse trips on something, you're like, you know what I mean? Right away.
Yeah.
Same thing in real life. Same thing. Because they're not dead. It's just funny. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Why that's that. Relationships are the same way. I've always said this. If you're in a relationship with somebody, they're your biggest fan and you love them and all of that Disney stuff. But at the same time, they're also rooting for you to get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, not bad, because then they also have to
Yeah, but
deal with it. But there's a reason that the woman, a female invented a bulletproof vest. It's a true story. There's a reason for that. Because she wanted to shoot her husband, didn't want him to die. You know what I mean? Like, true. I mean, I don't know.
really?
No, I don't know if that's why she really invented it, but that, kind of a coincidence. But anyway, I'd like, seriously, if you're ever on vacation with somebody and you're looking at like an alligator pit, right? And there's a bunch of islands that are kind of connecting, to make it to the other side, if there was a chance that you could make that, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, like, I think I could make it. Your wife would be like, I think you should try it. You know what I mean? I don't think you can make it. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't say it's a horrible idea. I mean, normal people would say, don't do that. But any kind of relationship I've been in has been more like a challenge. You know what I mean? Like, I've told you about the flying trapeze class and all the stuff I've done. Yeah. But so, okay, maybe just my relationships or friendships are rooting for some kind of serious injury.
I think so.
Yeah, I need therapy. But anyway, so you guys, that's for another show. We're working on that. It's called On the Couch with Uncle Frank. But where I'm not the therapist, you guys just try to solve my problems, which is a whole thing. And I need all of your help. So we're going to need more people. More people. Specialized people. Okay. So just ask in the comment section. I don't know. So you could tell us the funniest things that you have done to your friends in this game or seen happen to your friends. Like some of the funniest things that I've ever seen, just off the top of my head, I'm going to give you one. One of my friends had a bounty wagon where he had collected all 6 people alive. And you know how hard that is. It's impossible now. I don't think you could do it now by yourself. But when it first came out, somehow he managed to have 6 people alive in the back of his wagon. And he came into town. And I'm AFK doing weird stuff. Who knows? Just kind of happened to be looking at the screen. Like, I'm going to take credit for this bounty mission too. Of course. But I'm sitting here and he rounds a corner and he catches the wagon on something. And every single person, 6 people, came out and went opposite directions.
Oh, no.
Scattered. Like, go your own way. And then the X's just started going ding, 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 ding. And but the way that those people ran out of the back of that wagon was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It was like real life. Don't follow me. Go your own way. You got to split up.
You can only catch
split up.
one.
Yeah. You got to split up. Okay. This is amazing. Okay, really quick, because I'll never remember to talk about this. The other day, I think it was you and I, maybe I was doing it by myself. We were doing a mission, a Moonshine Story mission where you're on the boat and you got to kind of snipe people off the boat. Mm-hmm. Well, for a lot of reasons, I've done that mission staying on horseback. I've never gotten on the boat. You know that. I like to play around. A lot of weird stuff happens. Yeah. Try that out, guys, if you haven't done that yet. Don't get on the boat. Ride your horse on land. Call your horse as the boat leaves and get on your horse and fight. It's amazing. But anyway, and this is something I have no idea why they would put into this game. This is like, why are we living in a simulation type stuff? The boat keeps going down the river. The NPCs, there's a few of them left alive. And I don't remember why I didn't kill them. But there were like 4 or 5 of them that are a decent distance away, but I could hear them. And the boat's going down the river, and I hear one of them say, "That's enough." Like something to the effect of, "That's enough. We're getting too close to Saint Denis. We'll get them later." And the NPCs legitimately pulled back from that position and retreated. Now,
whoa!
Why in the hell would you ever write that into nobody's ever going to hear that. First off, you have to be an idiot anyway, like Uncle Frank, to be on horseback in that mission. It's not designed to be that way, right? They're probably not expecting somebody to be there. So why? And even if you are expecting me to be there, or there's a chance that somebody's going to do that, what the hell? What, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody had to do the voiceover for that. Somebody, this is what I mean. Like, it really bugs me out, the detail that are in these games, because that was completely unnecessary, but super cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I loved that. So that's something, guys. Like, check that out. And if you don't believe me, leave somebody, a couple of those guys alive. Just kind of take cover, and you'll hear them say it too. I'm pretty sure, unless I imagined it. But I don't think I did. This one's 95% spot on. Cripps is my witness. All right, what else we got? What else we got here? Okay, so really quick, the TV show. If you guys haven't caught it yet, or I don't know if that's what we're calling it, but the Legend of Frank Castle and Devil's Regiment. Yesterday, I released the first episode, which is painstaking kind of to get through, and was even for me, just because I wanted to kind of set this world up, kind of explain where the beginning of this was coming from, and also if somebody hadn't seen the game before, if you just find it through like a roleplay search, video game roleplay search or something. Not that anybody probably hasn't seen Red Dead by now, but that you would get to see different cool aspects of the game. And maybe somebody hadn't seen things to do, like you can cut wood and things like that. Just I wanted to throw a little bit of cool stuff in there, a little bit of history. The sound was, for some reason, god-awful. And the narration is, the tonality and stuff is going to change. But super fun, man. We've got so much things coming with that. Like I said, we've got about 6 or 7 episodes done, other than me just narrating, which is, I'm glad I didn't do it all at once, because we would have had Uncle Frank's OCD I was listening to it like, wake up, Frank, what are you doing? But I'm trying to make Frank sound old, like he's in a retirement home. You know what I mean? Like Mickey Rourke, if he got kicked by a horse and then he was brought back to life, but only like half of them, kind of, and he was addicted to painkillers. That was the vibe I was going for. I don't know why. Sometimes you just go with these things. But we're moving on past that, so you guys are going to have so much fun with its action-packed from here. It's all, I can't wait. So I hope you guys will dig that. And like I said, characters, if you guys are into this, we're going to be adding characters, villains, good guys, bad, whatever you guys can think of. If it's something you want to be a part of and you have an intricate character backstory, I will include it at some point, especially because the audience is small enough now to really do that. So you guys are more than welcome to jump in on that. Mora will be being added to the cast, and a couple of really cool people. So I wanted to pick Amora's brain as to what she's been doing lately, just because she's always up to something strange. You know what I mean? From the pie eating contest and the soup eating contest. And yeah. So what have you been at? This is okay. This is what's called. What are we gonna call it? We're gonna call this the timeout with Amora. Go ahead. Timeout.
Well,
what have you been doing?
Because I like to play with other people, like a lot of different friends. They had this game with like take their cards, like take their map away,
Right.
and also all the names and posse and the health things on the top of the players, and then we go to the mines, some kind of cave or mine, and
like near
we can
Ansburg?
only stay. Yeah, Annesburg we were, and we go in the same time. We ran there and we hide, and after that we start to fight. But we cannot use any guns. But we can use throwables and that kind of stuff. And the one that is still alive after everything goes down there, it's a winner.
Okay, so you
that
have
was quite fun.
Going to the caves, everybody hides. You can only use melee weapons and throwables.
Yes.
And then, like, if you die, you stay out of the cave. And
you
let
stay out of the cave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig that. Like hide and go seek, where you kill each other.
Yeah, it is fun.
I dig it.
Because you cannot see anybody because...
Yeah, those caves are really dark.
There is lights, but not all the way. And you cannot see anybody in the map because your map is gone.
Right.
And also the names doesn't pop on the head's player like head, so you if somebody's hiding somewhere, you can really see it.
Right. That's how I play it every day. I don't have any character
Mhm.
names above my head because if you watch, it probably work when I'm sitting down even. If you push down, her name will pop up above her head like that. So you kind of it's neat to identify your friends or even just not have those character names above people's heads. It's kind of it's a lot more immersive, I feel. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To look at somebody and not, you're judging, are they a threat? You don't even know who they are. It can be a lot to play with your map off of. I get that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you're trying to move toward an objective or get something done, so you need some kind
Yeah.
of map. The compass is pretty cool. I played around a little bit with that, where you'll basically get just a red arrow, and kind of heading towards your waypoint. It's definitely useful and it's not as crazy as not knowing where the hell you're going and just by your knowledge of the game. It's all really cool though. I encourage that. Definitely try turning names off above people's heads because as you can see, Cred is sitting here. She looks like a person. She doesn't look like, with the big blobby blue name above her head. It's just kind of, you know.
Like I can see you.
You see me like yeah, you see me like with a big blue name above my head, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. It's really simple too. And like I said, you push down on the D-pad and their name pops right up like that. So that's one thing you guys should definitely check out. I think you guys will dig it. What else have you been doing? Have you been doing anything other stranger than that?
Well, I really haven't been much of trading or doing anything else than like dailies and also collecting stuff. I'm
Yeah.
getting ready for the next update
How many
um,
collections
by
do you have?
collecting.
How many of each collection do you have?
Coins, I have nine.
You have 9
Uh,
full sets of coins.
nine.
Just coins.
Yeah, yeah,
For those of you that don't know, if you're listening to this podcast, on the main page of the YouTube channel, there is a link to a map where you can go and do what she's doing, where you can go get whatever you're missing
yeah.
and put these sets together. You have 9 coin sets. Just coins.
Yes,
Okay, what about
coins.
flowers? I know you have 9 or 10 of those.
I have 10. But earrings, I have two.
Right.
Um, wand cards, I have three. Necklaces, two. Uh, heirlooms, four. Tarot cards, cups, four. Then there is pentacles cards. There is four. Arrows, four. Swords
Jesus.
cards, two. And the
Listen,
flowers were 10.
I think,
And the rings,
yeah.
three.
Okay, so I think it breaks down to, if I remember correctly when I figured this out, you get about $4,000 or so, give or take, for each, if you have a full set of each collection. In other words, if you have one of each collection, that is about $4,000. I don't remember how many XP that is, but it's also a
Hmm.
big chunk of XP. If you have one full set of each collection, it's about 4 grand and a shit ton of XP, right? So
Yeah.
the reason that she's doing this, tell everybody why you do it. I know we have before, but probably have some people that haven't found this in the beginning, so it's really quick too.
Y- Yeah, I like when the outlaw passes comes and it rolls. I like to save them for the outlaw pass because when the outlaw pass comes and I buy it, I can just go and sell everything to the Madame Nazar and I get so much XP that I level up so fast that last time I was over 50 level already when I get like couple minutes when I got it.
Right. So you dump all of your collections and you get
Yeah,
all of that XP as well as all of that money. So that
yeah.
money's like you just banking all of that money and you're not touching it. It's just sitting
Hmm.
there,
Yeah.
which is a
And I
phenomenal trick.
like,
Excuse me.
and I do have like 9X collections and 8. um, alcohol bottles and 2 bracelets, and that's about it.
Well, you've done one hell of a job collecting, my dear. She's gonna dump all her stuff and be like level 1,000. They just say, you won. It just says, you won. When you sell all your stuff, it's like, you won. Turns off. Kicks your character back into a baby. She's just standing there in an outfit. Doesn't fit right.
Oh my God.
Starting from scratch.
Yeah.
She's just walking around with a pacifier and a buck knife, tearing through people. All you hear is that sucker sound, like
Oh my God.
like Chucky, like a cute blonde Chucky. Okay, so there's one more thing I wanted to ask you, and you guys, again, in the comment section, we love you. Keep it coming. It's a lot of fun for me to read your ideas and your thoughts, and that's why we do this. Um, is there anything that you want to see added to the roles that we have? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there
Mm,
any features you'd like to see added to the Moonshine Shack, or anything that you'd like to see added to the trader role, or the bounty hunter role, or the collector? And so you think about,
well,
yeah. Do you have anything off the top of your head?
not really.
Okay,
Anything update would be nice.
right. Just to give your kind of mind thinking, and you guys listening out there, for the collector role, since it's essentially a treasure hunting role, and I'm just right off the top of my head, I write these ideas down and just hope that I'm weird enough to get through it. That's the preparation for the show. But since it's essentially a treasure hunter role, what I think would be cool is if we got treasure hunting maps, for example. We're going to get a chest of gold. But to get to this chest of gold, you had to go through a bunch of hoops. In other words, you've got to explore caves for clues that lead to a skeleton with another clue. And you have to fight all of these people at these locations, which are high level NPCs, to get to these clues type thing, which eventually leads you to a sunken ship or something, a shipwreck
Hmm.
that appears only for the collector, after he's solved this thing. So you can kind of add, because there's how you do the salvage stuff, where it just throws that shipwreck in the river,
Yeah.
which is so cool, and the shipwreck looks really cool. Um, so then you find that, and you've got to, get something out of there, and then you get some kind of exclusive outfit. You know what I mean? Like a pirate outfit,
Hmm.
from doing that specific hunt. So, like maybe a pirate edition. Not I don't know what you would call it, but that kind of expansion to the collector would be something I would love to see, just off the top of my head. Like a pirate um,
Mm.
faction or something like that. Um, let's see what else. Okay, let's take the trader. Is there anything that you would want to change about your abilities as a trader, or your what we can do, or something to add to the camp as as far as the trader role goes?
Well, I would like to. Uh, I I think it was in the single player as the trapper. Like you could make your own clothing items, like go and get perfect belts and
Right.
make some out of them.
I think
Like
we need
that,
a
I
role though for that. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I feel like, I don't know though. Somebody mentioned that in the comments before about that. The trapper. Do
Hmm.
you think we need a whole role, or should we incorporate that into the camp or into the trader?
Well, there is a spot still left in this world, like where the trappers have been,
Yeah.
the locations, but there is no one there
Right.
really.
I'm just
Mm,
wondering if because basically we could, because Crips isn't doing anything over here other than stirring a bucket, which I'm convinced has some kind of methamphetamines in it, and breathing it in, and then piling the stuff over here, and then we drag it away, right? So let's make Crips, or how about this? We either get that old guy, put him to work, who keeps coming around here looking for frog legs, right?
Oh
Him,
yeah. Yeah.
him, or the weird dude who won't shut up, who goes around, the marshal, the old guy with the beard who you could pay to like change your honor, that guy. We get them down here,
Oh, that.
give them a needle and a thread and a bunch of whatever Crips is cooking, and put them to work. They're making clothes.
Yes.
One dude's painting a tree, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. They're on methamphetamines. They're all jacked up, sewing. We got the best, like, making the white bison, We're making stuff for the girls, lingerie. You know what I mean? Amora's lingerie shop.
Or I would like to have like more things in the camp that you could add like skulls or something like that, like in the
Yes.
camp.
Well, we've talked about this a lot. The camp needs to have a defense system other than the dog who just seems to follow everybody around and likes them. I want to, this dog, we need to start feeding it gunpowder and something. Gunpowder and it needs to have a mouthful of gunpowder and the cocaine gum at all times. And then, you know what I mean? We'll blindfold it and then we'll tease it, but not in a cruel way, because I love dogs and I love animals. But we got to get it jacked up somehow. We got to get it, you know what I mean? The dog needs to be. But anyway, we'll better train the dog and put it on the gunpowder and cocaine gum diet. On top of that, we need to have like a mode where we can switch this thing over to defensive mode, where we put sandbags out and cannons and Maxim guns and all kinds of stuff like that. So in other words, you switch we switched from bounty hunter to whatever, trader and collector for the themes. Defensive mode. Mm-hmm. You could call it the Uncle Frank mode. You know what I mean? Where a camouflage hot air balloon starts to inflate itself with 2 Maxim guns. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't even care if it comes 10 feet off the ground. It can weigh, you know what I mean? Way past the weight limit, and we just throw cannonballs at people right from the deck. You know what I mean? We're just flying over the top with monocles on, like some kind of weird Planters the Peanut guy in a camouflage balloon in 1887, dropping cannonballs. It was the first bomber. Anyway, so defensive mode into camp. The hot air balloon idea will spitball. But you know what I mean? Like, imagine if this, this should have sandbags up, guns, Crips should be dug in, you know what I mean? Ready to go. The other day I had a shootout with some people that weren't too far away, and they put me through a living hell from a distance. And Crips is over here talking about, well, almost out of supplies. I mean, I love Crips. He's hardcore. But either you're in or you're out, old man. You know what I mean? You can't. You hear what's going on. They ruined the whole camp. Everybody's tents had holes in it, and you couldn't sleep in a tent. If it rained like this, it was a flood. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to live like that. We either got to get a new guy or Crips got to get on board with the dog. Crips is eating gunpowder and the coke leaves with the dog. Perfect. And filling sandbags. All right. So that'll take care of the trader. What else do we want to talk about? Collector. No, we already did collector. Is there anything that you wanted to add to the collector other than my pirate idea? I wouldn't call it pirate. Treasure hunting. Like a serious treasure hunting. Like right now I'm wandering around with a metal detector picking up family heirlooms that some person stashed in a bush randomly. Do you know what I mean? What a crappy place to hide a family heirloom. Some of these places too.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't find a better spot. Anyway, so that's what I feel like the collector is right now. I feel like we're just going around picking up stuff that some person with schizophrenia had, throwing it out of a bag like Hansel and Gretel. You know what I mean? Like, here's my mom's Aphrodite earrings that I threw in a bush. And like, what happened in that bush to make her lose her earrings? There's no story behind it. Like, did she get strangled and the earrings popped loose? Was there some fornication happening in the bush and it was, you know what I mean? It was pleasurable and the earrings came out? Did she just have enough? This is what I mean. The collector has no story behind it right now.
Yeah.
So pirate it up.
True.
Here comes the train. Yeah. I'm like a little kid. Look, here it comes. We're taking a break. If you don't like it in the podcast, you know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. Write a letter. You're dealing with the HR department right now. Look at it.
Oh.
I love that. I remember back in the day when they first put the train in. Swear to God, I was wandering around free roam, and all of a sudden I heard that somebody's horse just got real close. Whose horse is that? Anyway, that was your horse? Hell! But anyway, yeah, I remember when literally during the beta there was no train for like the first week or two, and then all of a sudden I heard the train, and you could have come in here, boy, and have like there was a party on that train. It was like the biggest thing in the world because nobody had shit to do. All of a sudden there was a train. Remember how much gun cost? Did you play from the beta from the beginning?
No, I didn't.
My God, okay, so for like a bolt action rifle, it's like $600. I kid you not. Like the rolling block was like 800 and something. It was outrageous. Somebody's gonna remember these actual figures and post it. It was nuts to the point where they refunded all the money. Like Rockstar was like,
really?
Yeah, we got all of the money refunded that we spent on the guns back to what they ended up costing. It was crazy. It was really funny. So and there was no way to make money. You had to hunt you know what I mean? You were doing the cougar thing or you're getting pelts or robbing people. It was weird. So the train showing up was like a big deal. So, I think, is there anything else that you would like to talk about with your beautiful self?
No.
You're done?
I'm good, yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to shut this down. But I really want to thank you guys so much for being here. It truly does mean the world to me. As always, you guys keep tuning in. It's going to get weird around here. We've got a lot of content coming. Amora, we're going to break her out of her shell a little bit. Paint her face up. No? Want to bet? We'll see about that. I'll start sending the GIFs that you sent me today.
No!
Yeah. Oh my God. Talk about getting into somebody. All right. We're going to let her off the hook for now. For another day. So, as always, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in from the bottom of my heart. It truly does mean the world to me. Stay safe out there. Remember that Uncle Frank loves each and every single one of you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring the bell, the whole damn thing. And we will see you guys really soon.